Well, hello there. How are you doing? I thought we would have a pleasant little morning or day or evening, I don't know when you're watching this, and do a little bit of makeup together. I know it's always so peaceful for me. I hope it's peaceful for you as well. I have lots of new products to try. Some I'm hopeful about. Some not so much. First in the lineup is this Bare Minerals. This is their tinted hydrating gel cream. I'm gonna try this. I don't know how optimistic I am, but I loved the Bare Minerals powder, foundation powder that I used a few weeks ago so much that I thought I would give them a whirl with this one. Next up, I have a new to me, from Physicians Formula. This is a butter mascara. I'm gonna be trying one of these e.l.f. eyeshadow sticks. I'm wondering if I'm gonna like the color, if it's gonna lay down and not crease, and if it's quick and easy. Because if it's quick and easy, I'm a fan. I have an eyeliner pencil from Jones Road. They say it's the best pencil. Bold claim. We'll see about that one. This is a new tight lining stick. This is the one that I've been hearing people rave about. 36-hour gel liner. I'm gonna use this to tight line. Haven't used this yet. I'm excited to see what the results are. This is a brow pencil from Jones Road. This is one of their thicker pencils. I use a couple of the foundation ones or the concealer ones. Absolutely love them. Curious how this pencil works out for my eyebrows. Remember the little blush and highlight set that I used a few weeks ago? I think it was called Spiced Apple from e.l.f. This is another one. I loved that Spiced Apple. It was so pretty, and these are so affordable. This is in the color Pomegranate. I haven't even opened it yet. I took the, covering off yesterday to prepare for this video, so we're going to be trying this today. And last up, remember this oldie but goldie? This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is a classic. I don't think I've used it, in a few years, so we're going to be whipping this out and see if we still love it. If you're new here, welcome in. I'm so glad you stopped by. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave, and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want all the good stuff, you might want to hop on the Sunday morning email newsletter list. It is hands down the most popular thing about my channel. Honestly, I think people like that almost more than my Sunday morning videos. I get emails, messages, comments all the time that ladies love to grab their coffee, open up their email Sunday morning, and get the Sunday morning email newsletter. I put it together every week, featuring all the things I found throughout the week that I love, whether it's a good piece of information or a great sale or a product that I was really surprised at how much I'm loving it. All the good stuff goes in the Sunday morning email newsletter. It's totally free. It's totally fun. You can just click the link in the description box down below. It'll take you to the sign up page. Super easy, super free, super fun. I think you're gonna love it. We're gonna start off with my City Lips Clear Plumping Lip Gloss. I just love this stuff. I use my City Lips probably, 3 or 4 times a day, every single day. I haven't found anything else that I like the way it hydrates my lips. It stays on, it plumps them up, it makes them look a little bit fuller. I love that. So starting off with my City Lips is something I do at the beginning of my makeup. You might want to think about that, because then by the time you're done, towards the end, your lips are a little bit fluffier than they used to be when you started. To address my skincare, particularly the skincare in my eyebrows, and you guys can see I've put my skincare on. It's had about 20 minutes to absorb, but it's still pretty hydrating. When I do my skincare, I get skincare in my eyebrows. So what I do is I just have a little cheap Rimmel powder here. I've had this forever. Take an inexpensive brush, and then I'm going to brush that through my eyebrows, because I want to soak up that skincare so that my eyebrow products are going to lay down. As it is, with all that skincare on there, it's not going to be a very good surface for adhering the product. Then I'm just going to take any spoolie on an eyebrow pencil and comb that through, and that should prep my brows nicely for the product. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this Jones Road brow pencil. They sent this to me. So this is in light brunette. I love these thicker pencils. I don't know why. I think it's a tactile thing. They are easy to grab. They're easy to handle. I do like the formula of the concealer ones. I'm going to be using a couple of those in a minute. So I'm just going to start with my brows. I'm going to go fairly light because this is not the blonde color, it's the light brunette. So I don't know how it's going to do because I generally use a blonde color. Now when I'm doing my brows, where I generally focus is on the bottom line of my brows. I find that that makes the most impactful shape and really does frame the eyes. So I like to start off in that bottom line and then just sort of fill things in. This looks like it's filling the brows in pretty doggone nicely. I wonder if they have a blonde. Might have to order the blonde. We'll see how that works. Then I'm going to go back to that spoolie and I'm just going to brush that through my brows and sort of get it to just smooth out and be an even colorway throughout my brows. Next up, I'm going to use the Jones Road. These are the foundation sticks or concealer pencils. I have two colors. I have a color to cover up little doodads on my face, and then I have a lighter color for underneath my eyes. I actually love them both, and I feel that they're a good buy because they're really not that expensive, and they really work well, and they're super, super easy to just grab and put on your face. So I'm just going to go around and cover up a few things. And I'm going to just take my finger, start pouncing that in. And then for underneath my eyes, I'm using the same pencil. This is just in a lighter color. And what I'm doing is I'm running it in that purple circle right at the bottom of my eyes. I just am trying to mitigate some of that discoloration from underneath the eye bags, underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to take the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. This is a nice, dandy little product, super affordable. Get a little bit on my finger right here, and I'm going to go over that concealer pencil and just tap this in. This is going to prep my under eyes for concealer and also really color correct that purple area underneath my eyes. Even though I'm using a stick eyeshadow today, I'm still going to prep my eyelids because I'm a little bit older and I have doodads on my eyelids. I have veining and a little bit of discoloration. I find that prepping my eyelids not only to get the shadow to lay down nicely, but to cover up those little doodads is kind of important. So I'm going to go ahead and use this MAC paint pot in the color Painterly, which is not that different than the eyeshadow color I'm going to be using. But I want to make sure that I cover up that discoloration. I don't know how opaque this shadow is going to be. I haven't used it yet. So this kind of ensures that I've got a clean slate for that eyeshadow to lay down on. I'm going to hop into foundation next. I usually do my eyes before I do foundation, but today because it's a cream stick and there's no danger of any powder shadow getting on my cheeks and that sort of thing, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the foundation. I have tried a few of these slip tints or skin tints, and to be honest, I haven't been impressed at all. When I end up using them, I think, what's the point? Most of them have zero coverage or almost zero coverage. They don't do anything to really even out my skin tone. It just mostly feels like skincare, and I have such a good skincare program. I don't need my foundation or my tint to offer me skincare. I've got tons of skincare on right now, and what are they going to offer in a slip tint that I don't get with my skincare products that are in my bathroom? I just haven't been impressed with the whole concept, with the whole line. The only reason I ordered this from Bare Minerals is because I really do love the company and I love their product line. That doesn't mean I'm going to love this. We're going to give this a try today. I don't know that I necessarily have high hopes. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I am just going to apply it with my fingers. Wonder if I put too much on my hand. Maybe I did. So you can see it has a little bit of color now, but I don't know what's going to happen when I start working it into the skin. So let's keep an eye on what this does. My experience with these tints is that they just fade into nothing, making me feel like, what's the point? You know, why even buy it and bother with it? So guys, keep an eye on what this is doing for my skin, and we'll see if this one's a little bit different. The back of my hand looks really hydrated. That's for sure. It does feel light. It doesn't feel like skincare. It feels a little heavier than skincare, or, you know, maybe like a thick moisturizer. Okay, what do you guys think? I don't know. You know, it's nice and dewy. That's pretty. It maybe has evened out my skin tone a little bit. I wouldn't say a whole lot. Would you guys? I don't know. We'll keep moving forward with the makeup and kind of evaluate it towards the end. I don't know if I even want to powder it right now. I might after I put on my blush and bronzer, and we'll see how it looks from there. I'm going to hop into the eye makeup now. This is the e.l.f. Shadow Stick. Let me see what the name is. No Budge. This is No Budge Shadow Stick. I love the fact that it's in the color matte. It's kind of a taupey color. Let me put it on the back of my hand. I do really like the color, particularly for the fall and winter months, because it's a cool taupey tone. I'm not sure if it's going to lay down and not get into my creases, so we'll give this a whirl today and see how we like it. If it goes on quick, if it's easy to blend, and if it doesn't budge, No Budge, that's the name. Let's see if they're telling the truth. Then this might be a keeper. I think they only have a couple colors in the matte version, which is curious to me. I'm surprised that they don't have more in the matte version. So super easy to apply it, that's for sure. So here's the eyeshadow color. Super easy to apply. It blended in really beautifully. I actually like the color. It's very subtle, but I think it's sophisticated and looks very, very natural. So let's keep an eye on it. I might do another coat after I've done my blush and bronzer and highlighter on my face, just to darken it up and see if it will darken up or if you can add another layer. But right now, I'm liking that. It was really easy. It's super affordable. If it doesn't crease up, we may have a keeper there. Now I'm going to open up this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. If I can get it out of the box. Oh my goodness. This is a classic product. It's been around for a long time and it's got a scent that's so distinctive. People will talk about the scent all the time. So this is in light, the bronzer in light. I'm fairly light. There aren't very many people that are lighter than I am. So let's go ahead and get that on. I have a tapered brush right here and I'm going to go ahead and start applying that. Start at my forehead because I want to have a little bit of definition in my forehead area, so it's not just this whole flat area. This sort of adds some depth to it. And then down on my cheekbones, carving out a little bit of curve there. I've been wearing my hair a little bit differently the last few days. I've been kind of making more of a center part bob, so that's why I'm putting the bronzer on both sides. Generally, I only put it on this side because my swoop of my hair covers up this side. What's the point of putting makeup there? No one ever sees it. But today I have a little bit different of a hairdo. So then I'm going to go underneath my chin, just creating the illusion of a little stronger chin line. Make sure you blend this really, really well when you do this, ladies, because you don't want a dark line underneath your chin. You just want it to look like a shadow. Isn't that pretty? This is such a beautiful classic. Blends in really beautifully. Looks great. I can see why it stood the test of time, this one. Okay, let's hop into this little e.l.f. duo. This is a cheek and highlight duo. They're $6 or something. They're super inexpensive. This is in the color Pomegranate. I chose this because it's a little bit more of a dusty tone for the fall and winter months instead of a bright pink. I'm going to take my blush brush right here and just pounce a little bit on my cheeks. It's a pretty color. Has a lot of pigment. These little duos are such a great value. I like that color. I'm a dusty rose. Okay, so I have the bronzer and blush on now. I'm going to go ahead and take my BK Beauty. This is a big fluffy brush. It's the 103. You would think I wouldn't have to look at the number after years of using this. I don't know why. So I'm going to take that and just really lightly go over that blush and bronzer area because I want to make sure that everything is smoothly blended. I've found with my makeup on my more mature skin, blending. If you do nothing else, blend, because we already have, or I already have, different planes on my face from my skin not being as taut as it was when I was younger. So I try to make sure that any color I apply to my face is really, really blended in. So I think that blush is pretty. I think it would be prettier if I had a little bit more coverage on my foundation underneath. What do you guys think? Now I'm going to go into the highlight, get a little bit on my brush, and just hit that at the top of my cheeks, a little bit on the front. Then back in with that 103 brush, and I'm just very gently going to work that into the skin. Now I'm going to take my Kosas Cloud Set Powder and get a little bit of that on my brush. Well, you know what? You guys, I did it again. I forgot to put on concealer. I do that so much lately because when I prep my eyes, they look a lot better, so I don't think about doing concealer. But let's put a little bit of concealer on. I've been using the Revlon. This is their Color Stay Skin Awaken Concealer. I'm in the color 015. I really have been liking this. Here's the trick with this concealer is don't use very much. You just really need quite a little bit, because if you get a little bit more on, it can tend to look cakey. But if you just use a light hand, it really lays down, covers up those dark circles or what's left of them after I've prepped my under eye, and it can look really nice. So the warmth of my finger is helping that concealer to really lay down and melt into the skin. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that 103 brush. It has a tiny amount of product from me using it on my blush and bronzer area, and I'm just going to work that under that eye area so that that concealer sort of blends in with the other colors and everything looks cohesive. Now I'm going to go back to my Kosas Cloud Set Powder and a little powder brush. This is the rougher brush. This is the 04. I love it for this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap down a little bit of glow on my forehead, and then I'm going to go underneath my eyes just really lightly. Set down that concealer, and then I'm going to touch different areas of my face where I want things to just not be quite so glowy. The eyeshadow has not creased at all, which is amazing to me. I just can't imagine that a cream shadow wouldn't crease on my lids. That's amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a second coat just to see if I can get a little bit more color on my lids and to see what happens. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on my movable lid and then just sort of tap it up from there. I'm not going to take the product all the way up. I'm going to just do that through blending. Boy, if these lay down and don't move, that's going to be wonderful. So just taking my finger and tapping it up towards my transition area. Okay, that is blended in beautifully right now. I'm kind of impressed with this product. It goes on super quick, super easy to blend. Hasn't creased so far, so I'm loving this one at this point. So we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna try this new tight lining pen. I'm pretty optimistic about this one. I have just heard so many good things about it. All right, so this is the L'Oreal Infallible 36-hour wear gel liner. Who wears their makeup for 36 hours? I don't know. I don't know why that's a selling point for companies. No one wears their makeup for 36 hours. If you've been wearing your makeup for 36 hours, I can't imagine it would be looking that good. This is in the color black. I'm going to use it to tight line. I don't know how this is going to work, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it. So when I tight line, I'm aiming to hit the bottom of my lashes. So it's filled in nicely. It was easy to go on, super non-fussy. I don't like fussy at all. It hasn't transferred to my bottom lid, so far so good. We're going to jump in now to the Physicians Formula Butter Brazilian. This is not a mascara. See, this is what you get when you can't read. This is a brow gel. I don't know. So we're going to hop into mascara now. We're not going to use this because this is a brow gel. Honestly, when I was putting all the products together with this, I just assumed it was a mascara. My bad. We're going to use my golden duo right now. This is my hit team, the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Base, and this is the Big Bad Lash from Revlon. This is a great team. So we'll go ahead and just hop into this really quick. You guys have seen this a million times, but look at my lashes now. And just wait till I get all this on. It's going to be quite the difference. I think that's so funny that I thought that was a mascara. It's not. But we'll be able to use it on the brows when I'm done here and see if it's a good one. This voluminous lash base, you guys heard me say this a million times. It makes such a difference in the length and volume of my lashes. Super affordable, easy to find. Love it. Revlon Big Bad Lash. Look at that. That's one coat. Isn't that amazing? I just love it when a product actually works. and it's affordable. So this is about 1.5 coats with the Big Bad Lash. I just touched up a little bit for the second coat. I didn't go a whole coat. I was a half coat. Now I'm going to go ahead and set the face down with my Hourglass Dim Light Powder. Love, love, love this stuff. And today, especially, I think I need it because I really don't have any coverage from that foundation. Except for, believe it or not, it is collecting along my lips, which is weird. I don't really have much coverage, and yet it's kind of globbing up in different areas. So, I don't know. Not my favorite. So that really helped to kind of pull together the complexion, give a little bit of glow, set it down a little bit. I just like this for a finishing powder. They are expensive, they are, but cost per use, super cheap. I mean, I've had this for a long, long time. I barely made a dent in it. Now I want to show you guys a lip that I've been doing lately that's a little bit different. This is the Forget the Filler lip liner from Lawless. This is in the color Pink Slip. I had a girlfriend ask me the other day, how do I find a lipstick that's not going to run up into my lip lines? This can be the solution. In addition, this color is so pretty on its own. This is how I've been wearing it. So I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with this. So I've lined my lips. Now I'm going to fill it in. Isn't that a pretty color? If you use this lip liner and let it set down, it's not going to have the tendency to run up into your lip lines. And I love this color. To add a little bit of depth, what I have been doing is I'll just take any one of my City Lips Clear Plumping lip glosses. This one is in Tinseltown. This is one of my favorite colors. And what I'll do is I'm just going to put a little dot right there at the middle of my lip. I don't want to get it near the edge to loosen up that lip liner, and so it goes up into the cracks of my lips, those little lines. But it does give the lips a little bit of depth, and isn't that color just so very pretty? Okay, now let's jump into this butter, I don't know, brow gel. Tiny, tiny little applicator right here, and I'm just going to run that through my brows. I do need to set my brows down because I have longer brow hairs and they can turn into quite the little mess. So that's the brow gel. Easy to apply. I don't know that it's any different than any other. I imagine it's fairly affordable. It's drugstore physician's formula. So there's the brow gel. What do we think? Here we have the finished look. Okay, let's talk about things. I have thoughts and opinions, as you can imagine. First of all, this tinted hydrating gel cream. Hey, you guys, I don't know. My opinion about all these tints has not changed. My opinion is, what's the point? I don't get it. This was not cheap. This is not a drugstore product. And I don't think it really did anything to even out my skin tone, to cover anything up. It did make my skin feel hydrated, but by golly, I have a bathroom cupboard filled with skincare. I don't need that from my foundation. I do like a dewy foundation, but I like a dewy foundation that actually covers. I understand the concept of a very light foundation that just sort of evens out your skin tone and makes everything look more cohesive. I get that. I just haven't found it in any one of these gels or tints or whatever. To add insult to injury, not only did it not smooth out my skin, it collected along my lip in a way that wasn't pretty. So this for me is just a continuation of a fail of a product line that I think is more about marketing than performance. Holy smokes, this cream eyeshadow from e.l.f., I really do like it. The only complaint that I have, and it's a tiny one, is that I wish it was a little bit more pigmented. I can still see a little bit of the unevenness of my lids underneath it. However, super easy to apply. I love the color. I think this is really very, very sophisticated. I can't read the color on the container. I'll have it listed in the description box down below. But if you're looking for a super quick way to do your lids, to just swipe it on, on and then pat it in, this is really a good alternative or a good suggestion. It has not creased in my lids. I will let you guys know if that changes. I did put on 2 coats. I like this. Come on, e.l.f., bring out more colors in this non-budge creamy eyeshadow in the matte. So this one for me is a keeper. The brow pencil from Jones Road, you know, it's okay. I guess that I will probably get the blonde in order to try the blonde. But to be honest with you, I don't really see a big difference between this and drugstore. It might go on a little creamier than drugstore. I'm not sure it's worth the money. If you're interested in trying it, I don't think it's money thrown away. I think it's probably a fair value. I just don't know that you really need to spend that much money for an eyebrow pencil. Now, that being said, these complexion sticks from Jones Road, I'm a big fan. I think that for the price point and for the quality, definitely worth it. Again, I have 2, a little darker to cover up doodads on my face, a little bit lighter for my under eye shadow area. These I can say are probably one of my favorite makeup products that I've discovered in 2023. The e.l.f. Little Duo in the color Pomegranate, you know, I think it's pretty. It's definitely a great buy if you're looking for a blush and highlight combination. I do like the color combination of the Spiced Apple, which I used a few weeks ago. That is stunningly gorgeous. Doesn't make this not a good one. It is a good one. It's just that Spiced Apple is kind of over the top in the gorgeousness. So this line from e.l.f. is absolutely a keeper. I think they're a great value. They're a great product. They look pretty. The color combinations are glorious. So good job, e.l.f. Here's another fabulous find, and I'm not surprised because so many people are talking about this. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 36-Hour Gel Liner. Went on super easy, did not transfer to my lower waterline. It is a great product. I understand why everyone's so thrilled about it, and I'm glad that I have one in my makeup collection. And this Lawless Lip Liner, how much do you love this color? I'm kind of hooked on it right now. It's what I've been wearing a lot lately. Really pretty. I don't know if they make a lipstick in this exact color. Probably not, but their lipsticks are gorgeous too. I think this is a beautiful color. If you have an issue with your lipstick traveling up into your lip lines, try using just a lip liner, letting that lip liner set down and dry, and then you could just dab a little bit of the City Lips right in the middle of your lips to give you some volume and a little bit of a juicy look to your lips. The Physicians Formula Bronzer, we know why it's been a classic for a long time. This is a great buy. I think you can't miss with that. As far as the Butter Bronzer Brow Gel, you know, it does set your brows down. It kind of feels like hairspray. In other words, my brows are kind of stiff, not in a bad way. I don't know if it's any different than any other brow gel that you can get at the drugstore, but if you love Physicians Formula, I think this is a good product. Well, that's what we have today. I hope you enjoyed this, and it was fun for you to find out a little bit more about some products that I have been trying lately. If you found this fun, useful, and helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know it just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.